Hey everyone, welcome to Free Thoughts. Hey everyone, hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and holiday break. Please excuse the delay on this video. I've been super busy with work. I'm currently traveling outside of the country working. So with that being said, please excuse the audio and the video quality on these videos that I might be doing here while I'm out here. So moving that out of the way, hope everybody's doing well. And I wanted to address on this video some of the comments that I've been receiving. Well, I'll say questions that I've been receiving on the comment section regarding cryptos and what I think of them, certain ones. It's been quite a few comments asking me about different cryptos and what I believe about them. I wanted to make this video to address that and to just talk about the ones that I'm invested in and why. And I'll just tell you real quick why. I was led to XRP, as you guys know, but I didn't know much about it. So obviously I had to research it and see why I was being led to it. And during that research, I found out that there's a few others that are going to be used in conjunction with XRP. And I've mentioned that in other videos. It's not just going to be XRP and that's it, and there's no other cryptos to be involved. I don't know all the cryptos and what all the cryptos might do, but I do know about these next few that I'll speak on. And I'm going to show you in these videos why it's important and why during my XRP research I was led to these and it made sense. And hopefully this will make sense for you guys. So we'll dive right into it. You guys wanted to know which cryptos I have been led to. Well, the ones that I am heavily invested in are ISO 20022 compliant or ISO 20022 compliant. Most of you might be asking, what the heck is that? Well, this is what the Lord led me into and what consumed most of my time in the last few years trying to understand it and figure out what it all meant and what is coming. What's coming behind the scenes that is going on right now that most of us are not aware because they're not showing us. They're not wanting to tell us. So here is going to be the list of the ones that I'm heavily invested in. Not saying that these are the only ones that are going to flourish, but these you can rest assured will be here for a long time. So they all tie to this ISO program. Now you might be asking, what is it? Well, here's their website and here's their official definition of what it does or what it is. So for you guys reading it, I know you're still thinking, what the heck does that mean? Well, I just wanted to bring you to the website so you can see it for yourself. But there's a better explanation for it in another site. So the federalreserve.org. This is Federal Reserve is our central bank here in the US. This is from one of their websites. And it tells you what it is. It's an international standard for electronic data transmission, including payment messages involving financial institutions. In basic terms, it is a standard that they are trying to make that everybody on the globe gets on the same page when it comes to the type of language, computer language, let's say, that lets them communicate for anything that has to do with finances, payments, cross-border payments, remittances, loans, you name it. Anything that touches a bank, anything that has to do with financial institutions from a central bank level down, they want them to be on the same page as far as using the same messaging system. This is another website from the Federal Reserve, as you can see, federalreserve.gov. And this is from October of this year. Reserve banks will adopt a new message format for the Fedwire fund service and invites public comment on the proposal to expedite the adoption. If you read here a little bit, it says the change will allow for enhanced efficiency of both domestic and cross-border payments. I want you to pay attention to the cross-border payments and everything, again, that has to do with finances. This is coming from the Federal Reserve here in the US, which is our central bank. All right, this is SWIFT. This is SWIFT's actual website. SWIFT is the secure financial messaging service, which is what we use worldwide for payments. So anytime you go to the store, any store, and you swipe your credit card in those little machines, that is tied to the SWIFT system. 87% of it is tied to the SWIFT system. This is how payments are made. Not necessarily settled, but this is how you make payments. They are also going into the ISO 20022 business. But I want you to pay attention to this. Already used by payment systems in over 70 countries, in the incoming years, it will be the de facto standard for high-value payment systems of all reserve currencies, supporting 80% of global volumes and 87% of value of transactions worldwide. By creating a common language and model for payments data, ISO 20022 significantly improves the quality of data. They handle 87% of value of transactions worldwide. 87% of worldwide transactions are used by SWIFT, and they are switching over to this messaging system. Now, you might be thinking, okay, what does that have to do with it? You'll see in a minute. This is from Paymentscom, and this was from December, so just about 3 weeks ago. SWIFT outlines strategies for global adoption of frictionless transactions for this year. You can see that they are moving to this quickly, and they're also moving to these central bank digital currencies that we discussed in prior videos that all the countries are going to start issuing. Our money is going away, and we're going to start having digital currency, digital money issued from our banks. You are seeing here that all these financial players and everything that makes our world go round in finance are moving towards this. Yet we are the only ones unaware of this because they're not telling us this. This is from Finextra. This was from January of this year. ABA, and I want you to pay close attention to this because this reminds me of what Sharon said in a video months ago in a vision that she had. She has her YouTube channel called Now Daily Bread. Definitely give her a follow and you can tie all these things together. She had a vision where our financial system, it changed overnight. That is what she was conveying that she saw. It was like a curtain just was pulled back and all of a sudden we were on a whole new system and nobody saw it coming. If you have not seen that video, go check her channel out. The Fed plans for a single-day Fedwire ISO 20022 migration in 2023. What does that mean? The American Bankers Association is supporting the Federal Reserve's plan to migrate the Fedwire fund service, which is that thing we just read, couple Fedwire funds here. This is the system they use. They're migrating it. They're migrating to the ISO 20022 message standard in a single day, but says it has serious concerns about the lack of detail and testing strategies that require for the move. Well, for those of us who know, they have been testing it. This is where Ripple comes into play. This is where XRP comes into play. This is what RippleNet comes into play. They're just not telling us about it. Responding to the Fed's call for comment, the ABA says it supports a Big Bang implementation strategy migrating in November of 2023, suggesting one of two non-holiday weekends during the month to do it in. Because they know it's essential to move it. The Fedwire migration is just one of several major projects facing U.S. banks, which also have to contend with SWIFT's ISO 20022 migration in November of this year, 2022, and the FedNow real-time payment system going live in 2023. the majority of the population are completely unaware, because they know what's coming and they know that we're going to be switching to a whole new financial system. So right now they're finishing up the plumbing. So this is what this is telling you. And this is January of this year. Now, I want to take you to Ripple's website, the financial network of the future. RippleNet offers connections to hundreds of financial institutions around the world, makes moving money faster, cheaper, and more reliable. Can also reduce and eliminate the need for pre-funds account with your ODL, which is on-demand liquidity. A service that uses digital asset XRP to source the liquidity during cross-border transactions. I know you've heard that. You heard it in a few slides earlier when I was reading what they said, cross-border transactions in traditional systems. This is it. This is exactly what they're talking about. This is what XRP, this is what Ripple does. Now, where does ISO tie in with Ripple and cryptocurrencies? Here's where that comes into play. From Ripple, shaping the future of cross-border payments. The world is converging on a new global standard, that ISO program. The first member focused on DLT, distributed ledger technology, which is the RippleNet, which is XRP. Now, it's interesting because they say here that they are part of the body, the ISO body. They're just not a partner. This is who governs the ISO, the RMG, the Registration Management Group. The RMG is the highest, the highest ISO 20022 registration body. It supervises the overall registration process and reports to these other ISO entities. Here is the RMG members list. These are the RMG 37 delegations for the following member entities. These are the people. This is the top. Australia, all these countries who are involved in this. Austria, Brazil, US, UK, South Africa, Sweden. And these are the companies. European Central Bank. MasterCard. I'm sure some of these, if you're from these countries, you might be familiar with. I am not, but I have looked some of these up, and they are big entities. The Netherlands, you also have SWIFT, you have Visa International, Bank of England, and this one, RippleNet. So Ripple is not just a member. They're not just a contributor, or they're just not compliant. They are also a part of the governing body of ISO. They are the ones who you have to come to for registration and make sure you meet certain compliances. That is crazy. Okay. These are the member entities. Now, these are the members list. And you have quite a few. Obviously, MasterCard, the central bank, RBI from India, SWIFT, Bank of Japan, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of Korea, MasterCard, Dutch payment system, RippleNet, because they're also a member, not just the governing body. UK, JP Morgan Chase from the United States, Bloomberg, Visa International, you name it. And I wanted to show you this so you can see where Ripple, the company, actually sits in this. They're not just compliant with ISO, they are also a member, and not only a member, but they're part of the RMG, which is the Registration Management Group. Where does all this lead to? This is from our NASDAQ here in the US. I think you'll find this interesting. This is from December of this last year, so a couple weeks back. ISO cryptos, 5 compliant cryptos to keep an eye on. 2 cryptocurrencies are not just compliant with ISO, they are members of the ISO standard body, which is what I just showed you. These currencies are Ripple, XRP, and Stellar Lumens, XLM. Ripple is the first of the 2 to be added to the body, opening up standardization for distributed ledger. Stellar is a part of the body through IBM, which uses Stellar to underlie its stablecoin issuing operations. So those 2, not only members, but they're part of the not only compliant, but they're part of their memberships. Here are the other cryptos. Other cryptos that are compliant with ISO include XDC, ticker XDC, IOTA, ticker MIOTA, and Algorand, Algo. What ties all these cryptos together and differentiates them from non-compliant cryptos is their focus on streamlining international wire transfers. As such, they are some of the earliest adopters of ISO, seeing that it is rapidly growing in support from institutions. In addition to these 5, there are some more cryptos rumored to be compliant, and keyword is rumored to be compliant, but these cryptos are not yet officially listed as such. This list includes HBAR, Hedera Hashgraph, and Quant, QNT, and Cardano. So these are the cryptos, everyone. These are the ones that are compliant. 2 of those are also members of ISO. And you have 3 that are rumored. Now, for full disclosure, I have all of these with the exception of XDC and Quant. I do believe they're going to be part of the new financial system that we're going to have. To what capacity, I have no idea. I have people who send me a particular crypto and ask me, what do I think about it? Or have I heard about any of these? And it's too many to answer. So I just wanted to make this video to show you what I'm focused on, the ones that I follow. Yes, there's some others that I do invest on the side, but have nothing to do with what God led me to see. This was just me doing my own technical analysis, being that I like finances, that I see what they're capable of doing. But God didn't lead me to those. God didn't tell me this is what you need to focus on. This is what you need to pay attention to. None of that. Those are just things that I do on my side. These are the ones that I've bought and I've kept and stored away. I don't trade them. I don't look at them to see what they're worth right now. I don't see if they went up, they went down. I literally bought them, stored them away in my ledger, and I leave them at that. Algorand, Bayet, I do go in there and I claim my rewards. For those who don't know, Algorand, you can stake and earn interest on your ledger. So if you buy some Algorand, you can send it to your ledger and stake it, meaning you're pretty much, it's like lending it out at a percent. And I believe I was 6 to 7% when I'm doing it right now. I haven't checked. And you can claim your interest daily if you like, weekly, monthly, whenever you like. And your Algorand is not tied up. It's not locked in place. You can sell it, do whatever you want. Whenever you want, you can move it. You can claim your interest daily. So for those who have a savings account with maybe some money that you don't plan on using anytime soon, that is an option. That's what I've done. But again, Algorand goes up and down in price. It doesn't matter to me because, as I stated, XRP, XLM, Algorand, to me, those I don't plan on doing anything with. They're just being stored for now, because I know they're going to play a huge factor in this new financial institution that we're moving to. For me, these are the ones. So I hope this helps answer a lot of the questions that I've been getting as far as cryptos. For those who have been led to some of these other ones besides XRP, maybe this would help confirm that it's not just XRP. But again, this is just to help you out. Pray about it, okay? Bring it to the Lord. Do your research. He will answer you. He will lead you down a path, and then you will have to research it. You're going to have to just look it up yourself, and then you'll see more, and he'll talk to you more. You're like, oh my God, why have I not seen this? You know, when I explain this to some family members, their eyes get big. After a 10-minute conversation, their eyes get big when I show them these things and go, this is right there. How come I don't know about it? Because they're not telling us. XRP was a vision and a dream, but I knew very little. The more I read, the more I dug in, the more that I found out, the more things that were shown to me. Again, for those who wanted to know, here they are: XRP, XLM, Algorand, IOTA. If you want to play the rumor game, HBAR, ADA, and QNT. If you want it more. These are compliant cryptos. And why this is important, let me show you this before we leave. There are a number of experts who believe adoption of the standard will get in the way of cryptos, like Bitcoin, and keep them from becoming ubiquitous as international money transfer plays. However, that's not the case for a handful of cryptos. Now, they just touched on that very little. They touched on it very little. There are a number of experts who believe adoption of the standard will get in the way of cryptos, and they just gave an example of Bitcoin. I believe that that is true. This is the reason for this standard, and those who don't fall in line, these cryptos are going to go away. A lot of you guys know who are into crypto, Shiba, Doge, and Sushi, Potcoin, whatever, Pokemon coin. I have no clue if that exists. But there's coins out there that don't do anything. They don't solve a problem. They don't have utility. We discussed those. And there's nothing behind it besides just schemes. They're going to be banned. They're not going to be allowed. They're not going to be adopted. They're not going to be allowed to be used or to function. Yeah, you'll probably still be able to use them, but you'll never be able to use them and integrate them in your daily lives like you do your credit card now. If you want to use them just for your friends, whatnot, more than likely you can, because they're not going away. Once they're there, they're there. But if you're actually preparing yourself for this financial system that's coming, and it's going to be a shaky movement into the other one, as you know, this system is not going to go quietly, and it's going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible. This financial system switch is going to be horrible for those who are not prepared. For those who have money in a savings account, for those who have money in the stock market, for those who have money in 401ks, that it's all in the stock market and your dollars are not worth much. A lot of us are going to be in ruin if we're not prepared. We're going to be left in ruins. So some of these cryptos will flourish during this time. Which ones? I believe these. I know XRP for certain. I know that as a fact because the Lord has shown me. I know that as a fact. I have no doubt. As far as these other ones that are also, because I know XRP will flourish as a fact, and then I see that XLM is in the same boat as XRP, well, there it is. That's another one. And there are the other ones that are ISO compliant. They all have the same thing in common as XRP as far as being ISO compliant. I'm seeing a pattern, and I am making sure I am prepared for what is coming so I can survive this economic change that we're all going to have to go through worldwide. So guys, I hope this answered some of those questions in the comment section. I hope this was very helpful. Please, again, excuse my audio, excuse the video, as I'm not at home with my normal setup. But again, thank you guys. Thank you for watching, and take all of this in prayer to God. Take it all to God. Go through these. I gave you the website so you can go see it for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. Go see it for yourself. If you're uncertain, then pray about it on top of that and take it to God. He will give you answers. And he's going to get us through whatever's coming, because it's coming fast, as you can see. It's coming soon. So guys, take care, and I'll see you guys at the next time.